Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Big Black
And
and Unsuccessful. I'm Stub D.
PD CEO. What's going on, people? It's another beautiful day in this beautiful year, so I hope that y'all living it up with y'all resolutions.
Yeah.
Or y'all said fuck the resolutions and just decided to get your life right. Period.
And I appreciate y'all boys turning into y'all boys and gals, gentlemen and gents. Appreciate y'all tuning into the premier podcast in the low country, soon to be in America. And, you know, when y'all get tired of watching the great value brands, come
Right.
on back to General Mills.
Come fuck with the real, man. It's a brand name. Anyway, what's been popping with you, man?
Man, same old thing, man. Just working, living life, man. Trying to live between the sky and the earth without touching dirt nowhere.
That's all we can do. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Chilling.
Gotta keep it moving. Gotta keep the hustle going.
Chilling. Just
You know
watching the world spin.
What's been the response? You know, the people who seen the show. You know.
Other than they can hear my feet move and this, that, and the third. Just little critiques.
Well, I mean, you be showing them your socks and stuff. So
yeah, I got you, man. We doing Popeye today.
They might as well hear the
we doing Popeye,
movement. Man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
So in other words, our audio is crisp.
Our audio is crisp.
You know what I'm saying?
And I've been doing the sock thing since before Outkast and them Georgia boys, but you know how it is. You never really get props for the waves you start.
No respect. Huh?
Yeah, you know, it is what it is.
You started this shit.
A little bit. I'm the god, baby.
Word.
I'm the god, baby. Shit,
so
this stubbornness right here, baby.
So we was talking about the homie Shakim.
Yes.
Talking about that's locally. That's a local activist.
Government Jonathan Thrower.
Yeah, I ain't been putting the government out there, but he a good dude. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to his brother DJ Chuck T. Been putting in work. You know what I'm saying? But
they got another brother. They got another brother that's a barber. I just don't know his name.
Oh yeah. That's PIMP.
Okay,
you know what I'm
all
saying?
Right. Shouts out to him
OG.
too. Shout out to the whole family. The whole family.
That's why I say, like, you know, you grow up here long enough and you see different generations of people like go from one aspect of life to another, and like with Shakim, like just seeing him go from whatever he'd been doing before to opening up food pantries, activism, schools, things of that nature. Like, it's super dope to see the progression of people. You know what I'm saying?
Especially in the midst and in the bosom of positivity.
Right. Definitely. And sarcasm.
Yeah. He's a master at that.
The sarcastic
He's a master at that.
Trump supporter. But definitely we want to salute Shakim for all his works, and y'all make sure y'all check out the food pantry. I think it's one in Somerville and it's one in
Charleston.
And I think the name is the food pantry, right?
No, I'm gonna look it up right now since we shouting it out.
Yeah,
but
just overall, you know what I'm saying? Dope person. I don't know him personally. I just know of his work. I just see him hustling, see him making moves, and you know what I'm saying? A lot of times you see people doing dope things and you be like, man, I wish I could get involved, but you think about your day to day, and then you see people selflessly making moves on their own, and you know, not thinking about their day to day. You can't do nothing but salute them.
And it's called, from what I'm getting from him, the Community Resource Center in North Charleston.
Right, Community Resource Center. So y'all make sure y'all look that up. I think you can do your Googles and find the Community Resource Center.
Yes.
They have one in Somerville.
And one in North Charleston.
So if you need resources, if you need help of any kind of way, or if you want to donate and you want to give to the cause, you know what I'm saying? Like, they real official about what they do.
And shouts out to Shakim, Amin Aket, and Brother Lewis Smith, because they're doing it in North Charleston and Somerville. And, you know, all they're trying to do is help people move forward.
And what that means to me is Somerville, you can touch Ladson, you can touch Ridgeville, you can touch Goose Creek, even Mounts Corner. Because, you know, they got a a hub that's pretty close to them to be able to come to.
Yes.
Then you got North Charleston. Yes. You know, you got downtown Charleston to come there, Mount Pleasant, West Ashley. So pretty much, you know, you putting it in places where people who in need can actually just a bus ride away be able to get there and be able to get the help that they need.
And that's a beautiful thing to me because they have more patience than I do when it comes to having to deal with ignorance.
Word. Gotta support people who doing positive things in the community. Now we wasn't starting this off just to be like a commercial, but that's how it ended. And it's all good because it's a commercial for a good person doing great things.
Exactly.
But through the course of that, you know, I found out that my brother here is what's that word? Republican.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
But why do we got to put my personal beliefs on display for the world?
We don't got to put your personal beliefs. We ain't talking about personal beliefs. I just want to know what your party belief is. Still don't mean that you went in the booth and voted for nobody. It's
no, just, it doesn't. It
might help a person who's sitting
my political beliefs actually lean towards not wanting to be pacified or given all types of help to where I'm not able to move and maneuver and get it for myself. Meaning that I believe in anything that's worth having or getting, you earn it and you build it up yourself.
And that's why that aligns with you?
It does align with me because, you know, it's just weird. It's a mishmash and a hodgepodge of a lot of things that I've seen as growing up and coming from a 100% military family.
Right.
And living in that world and coming back to the civilian world, it's a lot of things are different.
So tell me, with that being said, let's take it away from personal. Let's make it more about what's going on political. Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts about what's going on with Iran and all of these situations? With the military, with Trump killing the dude?
Peace be upon him. The general was a prime target.
Okay.
And it is quite possible that he was in Iraq to make devilment.
Do some bullshit. We can say that.
Okay. Well, for bullshit and this, that, and the third. But the question is, why were you in Iraq?
Yeah.
You could have did everything you needed to do in your home country of Iran. So that almost leads credence to maybe we assassinated him because he was planning something that was going to go off.
See, I can rock with that. I guess the only reason people would be against it is because of the person who gave the order. You know, if it was President Obama, everybody'd be like, he got another bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Black people be like, yeah, they got him. But with it being Trump, it's like, you got to question his intentions.
Here's my thing. Why do people dislike Trump?
Probably because he's a racist.
Is he a racist?
He's definitely a racist. Definitely.
What did he do to make you say that he is a definitive racist?
What is it? Central Park 5.
Okay.
Tried to kill 5 little boys for something they wasn't guilty of. He wanted to kill them. He ain't wanted to lock them up.
This was before he was president.
This was
when he was in the private sector.
This him as a person, meaning like he don't have nobody to please. Mm-hmm. He don't have no constituents to please. Mm-hmm. This is just him being him. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Racist as hell.
That's racist.
Yeah.
So is it racist that some black people don't think R. Kelly did it and other black people think R. Kelly did it?
No, because that can be based off facts. Once the facts came in on the Central Park 5 and they were exonerated, mm-hmm. he still doubled down and said they did it. He didn't care about the facts. He just cared about his skin. Now,
did his opinion sway that in any way?
It's possible. It could have. And one of the things about it is in the court of public opinion, that's all that court case had.
Now
they didn't have any facts.
No, and none of us were there.
But just going off of what all parties said, the white people who were involved, and the side with the actual story. Let
me stop you there.
Okay.
Now, if all we have to go off of
is two sides.
No. If all we have to go off of is a fucking movie, okay? If all we really have to go off is a fucking movie,
okay,
and if you watch this series, movie, or whatever, can you as a black parent really sit back and say, the fuck did y'all do?
If all we have to go off of is a movie, that's a movie. Me, I never spoke on a movie.
So
I spoke on the sides that were involved.
But what I was trying to say is, we weren't there during that time when all this was.
We weren't there, but the 5 boys were there.
But the 5 boys also was rolling with that fucking mob that was going through the park.
But here's the point. They say it's 3 sides to a story.
Their side,
that side,
and the truth.
Yeah. So when you got these 5 boys and their parents, then you got the prosecutor and the arresting officers and the judges, and then you got both of those stories, you can find the truth. And the fact that these kids are home, the fact that these kids got paid, the fact that all of these things that went on tell you what the truth is.
Okay, that's after all this went down. But when this first started, if you saw the movie, some of these parents could have did a lot more, and they would have got their kids up out of that fucking situation.
If you say they had some parents that could have done more, I agree. But even in the terms of what you talk about with R. Kelly, why didn't R. Kelly go to jail a long time ago? It's clear that he was married to somebody who was 15. Why didn't he go to jail?
Because he was a fucking millionaire. We're talking about normal, regular people.
Listen to what's being said. He didn't go to jail because he's a fucking millionaire, which means that he had what?
Money.
And what?
Power, clout.
And what?
Pull.
He had power. He had influence. What does Trump have?
Power and influence.
So, if Trump...
What does any politician have, even locally?
Before a politician, we talking about Central Park 5. Before a politician, Trump had power and influence. So with Trump taking out an ad inside one of
I'm sorry I'm lighting my cigar with this, but I can't find my fucking torch.
It's all good, man. They ain't worried. But with that situation going down, the way it went down, his power and influence versus those ordinary people helped to lock up those kids that the prosecutor was trying to sell to be criminals.
Yeah.
So long story short, yeah, he's a racist.
I don't. He doesn't strike me as a racist.
Is he the only president to be a racist?
No.
Hell no.
But listen.
So maybe that's not a factor that hurts you.
He doesn't strike me as a racist. He strikes me as a total narcissistic asshole that'll jump on anybody that doesn't agree with or support him.
So in other words, there's a white Central Park 5 that he went at for no reason. Because those kids ain't did nothing to him. Those kids wasn't his opposition. The only thing that he could come up with as a reason to dislike those kids was their color.
Listen, man. Y'all can sit here and listen to Malcolm Farrakhan all y'all want to. All right? But when you have a certain amount of money, you're in a different bracket and in a different stratosphere when it comes to people and your dealings with those people. Sometimes you got to go along to get along. And if that means I have to feign racism to close a $15 billion deal, that's what the fuck I'm going to do.
Okay. So you feel like it was business racism?
You're still, going to the thing to where racism is racism. I know where you're going with it, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, the whole point is if you can accept it, then that's cool. That's your preference.
Okay, but
like for example, you might work for a company that's headed by a white man, a white man might be racist, blatantly. But that's the company you work for. He pays you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're accepting their racism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not that deep where we live in America. We know most of these motherfuckers is racist. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a situation where I'm saying like, yo, he's racist.
Okay,
how
but
can you believe
see, this is where the lines get blurred, PD.
Okay, break it down.
Can it be racism, or is it more as classism?
It's classism too. He's a classist too. That's the reason.
But I'm a classist.
That's the reason why he wouldn't let black people lease in his buildings.
But you know what? I don't even want to say what I want to say, but
I know what you want to say, and it's probably best for you not to say it. But I will say this. Most people who have property don't want to rent to certain people. But the way that they break that down is by having a threshold of pay that you have to be able to meet. That's one standard.
Yes.
The second thing is your credit score has to be a certain way. That's a second standard. You know what I'm saying? Third thing is some people do criminal record checks. So when you put those three things together, compounded, most of the time you're going to knock out unfeasible people regardless of color. So you don't have to be racist in business.
No, you don't.
Because business already sets up certain classes that immediately knock these people down and say, no, you can't have this.
Okay.
So we're not talking about those people. We're talking about people who have enough money to get a $100,000 condo in a Trump building. They're not exactly the same people who are going to be barbecuing in the backyard. Just saying.
You just saying, but I can just from my experiences,
right,
and having to deal with a certain type of people when it comes to properties.
Okay,
I can see why motherfuckers don't want to rent to them.
But we just said that. We just said with those three things stacked together,
it don't even come to that. You know, sometimes you don't have to have the best credit or this, that, and the third. Somebody can just see something in you.
Right.
Everything isn't generic. Sometimes you have to deal with a real, breathing, living person that wants to see and meet you before they say, you know what, I'm going to give you the keys to my shit.
Very true.
You understand what I'm saying?
Very true. And with that, having that understanding, you come to a point where you get like, that's yet another criteria. You know what I'm saying? I also think you have right of refusal. You just need a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's kind of boring. But the whole point for me with the war and with everything that's going on, I feel like if the person was a threat, then
and why do y'all keep saying war?
Because
war is only war when Congress declares it. These are not wars.
That's not true because
how?
Because the other side is saying that this is an act of war. You don't have to have two sides.
These are conflicts.
You don't have to have two sides saying it's an act of war for it to be a war. So if the United States says it's a war, then what we got to do? Wait for a telegram from the other side?
Listen, man.
No, it's a war.
No, listen, man. In the words of the God divine, before countries go to fucking war, they sit down and iron out the details of it. These are conflicts. World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War. That might have been a conflict too because it never was declared. I'm being technical. And I know it's some military people out there that's going to come for me. But y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, what you're talking about is war. Not an operation. Some operations start as an operation. Then they end up being war.
Man, I was overseas when the first Iraqi conflict went down.
Okay. So then you know what a war looks like.
War wasn't declared. It was a conflict. We wiped the sand with them quickly.
We did it when I went. That doesn't stop it from being war just because you was playing your PlayStation.
No, I wasn't
One
playing
side
PlayStation.
wasn't playing.
It wasn't no PlayStation back then,
Listen,
son.
Whenever you have a situation where you have thousands of people losing their life, losing their livelihood, bombs dropping somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, for the people involved, that's a war. When you're in the United States, you have the liberty, you know what I'm saying, of sitting, you have the right, you have the privilege of sitting in a position where you can say, oh, we've been at war for the last 10, 20 years.
So
pass me the rice.
So all the black youth and this, that, and the third, and innocent civilians getting killed in this Tri-County here, is that a war?
Technically, yeah. It's remnants of the war on drugs. It was meant to be set up that way.
Remnant of the war on drugs?
Yeah, the war on drugs. Remember when that was announced?
Yeah.
When they said the war on drugs, and then they dropped drugs into our community and guns into our community and said fight for it and fight over it.
But these young men and women are a generation to 2 generations removed from that.
Right, which means that maybe 2 generations.
We came up
2 generations
in the war.
2 generations prior to them, their parent or grandparent was a crackhead. 1 generation, their parent or depending on how young they are, because some of us got grandkids.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Their parent or grandparent was high on weed, high on Molly, high on meth, high on all of this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And let's not act like, oh, well, meth didn't affect the black community, because a lot of these white people have black grandkids. So yeah, the war on drugs, like I said. I would say checkmate, but you know you're playing checkers.
How the fuck you gonna say checkmate?
Word.
You have a straight. Oh, I see it.
But that's the point.
Damn, I see it. Okay, let me put this shit back. Anyway,
so long story short, people, you know what I'm saying? Like,
damn, I thought you didn't know how to play.
Play what?
Chess. Don't you know how to play chess?
I know how to play chess. That's not set up for chess.
Why it's not?
That's set up for checkers.
It is.
Yeah, but I definitely know how to play chess, nigga. I don't know what you talking about. I know all about strategy.
You blew my whole shit just now.
All about strategy.
It is set up for checkers.
So anyway, we done spoke on a whole lot of shit that y'all probably don't give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? But that's what this show about.
I would speak on some shit. Never mind. I can't do it, man.
You can't do it,
man. Yo, something else, man. God damn, man.
Listen, I was watching the shows, right? Because I was setting up the website for the show. And I was listening, and I was hearing stuff be like, nah, man, because let me talk, man. Y'all boys ain't right out there, man. I was like, that's Stub trademark right there. Y'all boys ain't doing.
Okay, so what if I switch this week from, man, y'all gals is crazy, man.
How the gals crazy, man?
Man, I ain't talking about the rap. I'm talking about these rapper gals.
I'm gonna say something, man. Moneybag Yo was talking about on the Breakfast Club. He said, he met a girl and she was like, why you ain't buy me a bag?
A bag of what? And
he was like, you ain't asked for me to invest in your business. Mm-hmm. You asked for me to buy you a bag. Mm-hmm. He was like, well, what you gonna put in this bag? Mm-hmm. Which I feel. Then I'm listening to female podcast called Poor Minds. Mm-hmm. And they talking about how goddamn niggas gotta make sure that they bills paid and shit before they go out. Okay. I said before we go out. Then I'm listening to another female podcast called Cocktails. And Shorty said,
irony.
This nigga went bend down and picked something up. And he had on Fruit of the Loom underwear.
What wrong with that?
And that both of them was like, it's 2 girls on the show. Both of them was like, you know how long it's been since I seen Fruit of the Loom underwear? I'm not fucking with no nigga who wear Fruit of the Loom underwear.
So,
So that threw me all the way up.
You got me fucked up right now.
So I said, okay, well, so hold up.
Is it Fruit of the Loom underwear or Tidy Whitey Homer Simpsons?
They say underwear. I assume it to be boxers. I don't know what it was, but Fruit of the Loom underwear. It wasn't said like nigga was wearing tidy whities. I ain't seen tidy whities. It was said to be Fruit of the Loom underwear.
Fruit of the Loom.
So what standard are you of woman to where a nigga meets you, he need to be buying a purse. Mm-hmm. For him to take you out, he need to pay your bills. And what kind of underwear these rich niggas wearing that you used to seeing?
That's what I want to know, because underwear is underwear.
Because a guest been on the show, a dude been on the show, and he said, you can get polo underwear from Ross.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
For less than Fruit of the Loom.
Yeah.
So that was him combating them, and they was like, well, yeah, I know, but I just hadn't seen Fruit of the Loom underwear, and it threw me off. And I'm just like, there's only a couple major brands of underwear makers for men.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy to me.
The world is crazy.
In the dating world, because I'm out of it, but I still can kind of see things. How crazy is that for a man or young man trying to make his way out here? That's food to me. Now, ladies out there, if y'all want to speak on it, please, tell me. When was the last time you seen a nigga in some Fruit of the Loom or some Hanes? And is that a deterrent to you? You know what I'm saying? For a nigga to be wearing some Fruit of the Loom or some Hanes. I guess you ain't supposed to shop there. Your white tee ain't supposed to say Fruit of the Loom in there.
I get my shit.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can guess. That's the only thing I can be sure of, based on the statements. Now granted, these girls they build themselves to be the type that deal with athletes and niggas with money and shit like that. But Shaq just goddamn bought about $7,000 worth of shit from Walmart.
Yeah.
Cause niggas say he ain't had nothing in his house. He bought $7,000 worth of shit from Walmart. That nigga rich than a motherfucker.
Rich than a motherfucker. Yeah.
So I'm like, what these rich
shit?
What's the rich draws niggas win? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure
the same shit from there. Because shit, Shaq shoes and Walmart is one of their best sellers, and that's what he doing. I'm not mad at it. I don't wear them.
The shit is crazy to me though. I'm
just saying, like, draws to me.
Because I got 4 boys, and I'm just
4 boys?
Yeah, 4 boys and a girl. So I'm looking at. Yeah.
Damn, you catching up?
So I ain't catching up, bro. You good? Y'all done blasted off past me.
I got all I got is 5.
Oh, then we even. Yeah, I'm done.
You done caught up.
I'm done. But
I got more grandchildren than you.
I just look at that like with these fellas coming up, like, and these the type of things going on. You got women requiring at least $40. You know what I'm saying? To go out. You know what I'm saying?
Men have requirements too.
Like what?
Like, Some men have requirements.
Can't say you gotta look good because some.
I mean, no, it ain't about looking good, but you got to have at least a car, a job.
Yeah, ain't nobody got them requirements.
You know what I'm saying? Because my thing used to be you got to have 3 out of the 5: your own house, a job, car. This when I was young and dumb. Some, online and some shit like that. But we have our little things. Some of us don't like a woman that talk a certain way or dress a certain way. Like me personally, I might be the type of dude I don't like to see chicks in sneakers no more.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Just like there's some ladies out there that when a man is a certain age, they don't want to see him in sneakers anymore.
Okay.
Like, I still buy sneakers. Me personally, I still buy sneakers, but it's just to run around in and go to work in. When I step out, I have on shoes.
Okay.
That's just me.
But I can see those. Those ain't too bad.
No, that's not too bad. But when you start goddamn, this nigga got to make 50 grand, drive this, drive that, da-da-da. What you bringing to the table except some other nigga churn and a nasty attitude, and thinking what you got is special when every female that's born a female got the same fucking thing you got.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. But that's the whole point. I don't feel like those requirements are unreasonable. If a woman was to meet a man and say, well, let me ask you a question. Do you have a place to stay that's yours? That's not your mama's house? Do you have a way to get around? Maybe take me on a date, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, just get back and forth to work. Do you have a job? You know what I'm saying? Where you can personally, personally take care of yourself and take care of, you know, your bills and things that you have to pay for. You know what I'm saying? And then they say, well, how many kids you got? You know what I'm saying? And how would that affect our life going forward? Because that's important. For a woman to have those questions, I'd be cool with that.
That's cool.
Because the vehicle is going to get you around. The home means you ain't trying to fuck with me and do whatever you can to get me to take you in to be your caregiver. You know what I'm saying? The job assures that you're going to have some money. You already got your lifestyle sustained, not you underwater, but you already sustaining your life. Without me. You won't have to call me and borrow from me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And what was the lot in the kids? The kids assure that I don't got nobody scratching up my car. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to deal with being a stepmom if I ain't ready for that. You see what I'm saying? And I know what I'm stepping into.
Well, you don't have to be a stepmom, because real men ain't introducing somebody new to their kids that fast any goddamn way.
Right, but you say that fast. The whole point is, like, if it's a single woman, she might want to know if you got kids, because she might not want to.
I mean, you can get that info, but you ain't got to worry about seeing them or meeting them.
Right. So but that puts you in a different category. See what I'm saying? Like, if me as a dude, if I talk to a woman and she say, I stay with my parents, right? And let's say I'm young. Let's say I'm 25. Let's say she's 22. But she stay with her parents. That ain't the end of the world for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that you're going to grow and you're going to do more.
Wouldn't you be better off saying you hope?
Well, you hope, but at the same time, I'm having fun. Yeah. See what I'm saying? It's all based on your standard. I'm having fun.
But how much fun can you have at a parent's house, though?
But you got your own place.
Oh, yeah.
See what I'm saying? So
oh, yeah.
So that level is good. It's all about the level you talking to a person on. Now, if I was single as a 40-year-old man, and I come to that girl and she's 35, and I say, do you have a place to stay? And she say, no. And I say, well,
where you stay?
Do you have a car? You know, a place to stay, meaning your own place.
Yeah, right.
She might be staying with mama, staying with daddy. So do you got a place, your own place to stay? Right. She say, no. Do you have your own vehicle? No. See what I'm saying? Now we in a different realm, because you don't have your own vehicle. You got to borrow the car. That means I always got to come to you. You don't have no place to stay. You staying with your parent. That means if I want to kick it with you, I got to come kick it with you and your parents. I ain't even ready to meet your parents. See what I'm saying? Like, I ain't necessarily just looking for fun. I'm looking to have fun and to do other things and see about growth. So it's different stages. If you're just thinking about having fun, then it don't matter where she stays. I come pick you up. It don't matter if you got a car. I come pick you up.
Right.
It don't matter necessarily if you got a job.
I can dig it. But it's weird, because everybody, people are individuals, and everybody have their own standards and this, that, of what they'll tolerate, or what, how they'll roll with something, how they'll rock with something, and that's on them. You know what you like. Right. She knows what she like. She know what she like. I know what I like. And that's just how it is. And we can speak on it all day until we're blue in the face. But The bottom line is, everybody's not the same.
Yeah. Everybody got their own standard. My thing is just like, if you requiring all of this of the man, what you bringing to the table?
What you bringing to the table other than the mountain cooch?
If you bringing that to the table, why are you requiring all of these things of me?
Because a real man, he don't got to deal with all that foolishness. You know what I'm saying? If you got to go through all that foolishness to get some mouth and some cooch, shit, you can go out there and pay for that and keep it moving. You can call them. They come to the house, do what you got to do, pay them their fee, and they get the fuck on.
In a sense, it comes off like that's what they want. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're looking for somebody to pay for your lifestyle for you to actually deal with them. Because keep in mind, dude said, when I met you, you wanted a watch. Yeah. No, I wanted a bag.
That's right.
So that's when I first meet you. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even went out yet. You asking for a bag. You know what I'm saying? Now, for me to take you out, you need your bills to be paid. You know what I'm saying? I got a card, my car note. Can you pay my car note to take me out? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you was paying your car note before you met me?
So, exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? When you look at these standards, you can see why, for one, these women single.
Yeah.
For two, you can see why the type of niggas who they dealing with deal with them. Because you for sale.
And the one thing I could pride myself on, can't near gal out there say goddamn I had to sleep on their couch or drop them off to work and they shit and drive. Nah, man. A lot of us ain't built like that, man. I can't do that. And I can't see how a lot of cats do that. You laying up in this chick house, she go to work all day. You laying up in there blowing loud and drinking and driving her car around and all that shit. Then you be 30, 45 minutes late to pick her ass up from work and her shit. I can't rock like that.
So let's talk about that. Homeless niggas.
I can't walk that. That's what they say. Homeless sexuals.
Homeless sexuals. I met some homeless sexual women.
There's a lot of them out there too.
I've met a lot of them where they just like.
There's a lot of them out there too, bro.
Walking around your spot like, oh yeah,
this is nice.
I do that.
Yeah,
like
this is nice.
Met a lot of them. But dudes, I know a lot of dudes too who like that's their MO.
But why? Here's my thing. It seems like a lot of people out there. Well, not a lot. It seems like nowadays moving fast is the new thing. Cause I be seeing chicks and dudes broke up with somebody in February. May, they in love with somebody else. This the love of their life. Boy, when I was coming up, boy, it took years to fall in love with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers wasn't giving that up that fast.
You know, this is the information age, so things move a whole lot faster. You know what I'm saying?
But these fuckers don't even take the time to get to know each other. You go out.
Yeah.
I wish these was in the 90s, so when we see y'all motherfuckers like this all the time and not never looking up, we was gonna run your fucking pockets.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not gonna tell no chick that I just met in April and then in July, I'm not telling her I love her. I don't even fucking know her.
But it's all about how you moving though. The unfortunate thing with people not getting to know each other is, like you said, things move fast. So what normally you might have talked on the phone a bit, you might have took her out, y'all might have hung out a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
It's clicking and everything.
Playing hard to get a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, playing hard to get is in the DM.
Well, let me tell you something.
Once you done pass the DM, now y'all on the phone. Now you say, I want to see you. You come over and see her. Now y'all done seen each other. Now y'all done went out. Yeah. Next thing you know, one of y'all staying with the other.
Met on Tuesday, and y'all in each other's drawers Thursday. That's
living together the next week.
Oh man, that's crazy to me, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy to me.
But that's what's going on, and a lot of people, have these. A lot of people are afraid to be alone, so they have these attachments to people real fast. Yeah, oh, this seemed like love. This must be love.
But my thing is,
you want to look like love because you see on the internet all these people in love.
Yes. But my thing is, and this is a catch-22, and it almost sounds like I'm going back and forth, but on the other hand, you really don't get to learn or know anybody until you live with each other. True. That's when you, God damn.
I see that, but I also see you can get as close as possible. You see what I'm saying? Like,
now, sometimes the moving in together and living together is the last step or the last component.
So you can get close to that. Take a trip. You see how they do on a trip.
Right.
2 days. You see how they look. Are they cleaning up? Right. Are they just leaving shit all over the place?
Right.
They looking for housekeeping to take care of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get a idea of who they are, but of course,
of the type of person.
Once you get to the crib, you can see how nasty this person is, how clean this person is.
Right.
But once you live with them, you can see, oh, I don't like how you put that there.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? They ain't thinking about that while y'all
that part
just been cut friends laying in the bed.
Damn.
That wasn't the focus.
Why you fold the towels like that?
Why you gotta put your cup on the table? Get a coaster.
Get a coaster.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I don't like that on. What are you watching? I don't like that.
I don't like that color. Yeah. I don't like the type of tissue you buy.
That, and then...
Yo, you've been using this tissue. You've been coming in for 6 months.
But then, that's the little shit. But that's the little shit that caused big shit to blow up.
Right.
That little shit. Because as you're growing into being an adult and getting older, you have your ways, and some of us don't lose our ways.
Right.
Some of us like shit, dress right, dress how we like them.
Right.
I have a touch of OCD. Now, I might let certain shit go, but goddamn, when I look in the closet, man, goddamn, I want all the shirts and everything pointed the same way, so if a fire break out, I can grab everything and run out the house.
Okay.
You know, little shit like that. Don't fold the socks all the way. Fold them a quarter way so you can see to make sure they match. You know, it's little shit like that some of us have.
Right.
And you know, that could bother that person. Like, God damn, dog.
But one of the biggest things, and to add on what you just said, one of the biggest things comes from communication and what's the word? Compromise.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, communication is me showing you who I am. You see that I want these socks folded halfway. You see that, you know what I'm saying? I want you to put a coaster down. You see that I want this. You see that I want that. Now, you don't want these things. How can we meet in the middle? Or can we meet in the middle?
But I think about it the same way as growing up in your parents' house. You knew how your mom, or if you had the privilege of growing up in a two-parent household, you knew how your mom and pop liked things, wanted things.
But that's where the problem comes in at. Because you're not moving into your mom and pop's house. You're moving into a place where you're supposed to be the king or the queen.
But you still learn certain behaviors from your parents.
Right.
A lot of us learn how to keep house and clean from my dudes.
Exactly. Those who learn right. But
and there's some out there that don't know.
When you the new king or you the new queen, that's why people don't like moving in with somebody. They'd rather move together. But even in moving together, you still bring your ways.
Exactly.
So what happens is you have to be able to communicate and compromise. If you have no compromise, it's not going to work.
I can't compromise you leaving shit on the stove with food in it overnight. I can't compromise that.
You might not be able to, but that might be the side where that person needs to compromise. You see what I'm saying?
Or goddamn,
I won't leave food overnight. I'll make sure the food put away and everything done the way it's supposed to. But let's say you was a little more extreme. You didn't want food to just not be left on the stove. You want the pot to be clean, the food to be put in the Tupperware. You want everything in their own little separate space.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
And then you want to place thin.
What's wrong with that?
Now, this person might be the type of person that just left that shit. So the compromise got to be somewhere in the middle. All right, I'll put the motherfucking pot in.
Just like, goddamn, I don't understand a person that's not cleaning the kitchen as they're cooking.
Okay.
That's weird. That's me.
But that's you. You're right. So your compromise to that is when you're doing it, you do it your way. When I'm doing it, I do it my way.
What if I'm Ike Turner and be like, fuck that?
Well, then you don't have no compromise.
You gonna eat this cake.
And that's communication. Eat the cake, anime.
Goddamn.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I ask you to do something, you give me all the shit. The white man actually do something, you run your mouth and open your mouth all goddamn day, bitch.
That's the communication and compromise. Maybe there is no compromise, so then you gotta communicate that this ain't gonna work. That's how I go.
I know the song. I wrote it.
Help Ike.
She paid for that.
Help Ike. can't help.
How you helping Ike, bitch?
How you helping Ike? You know what I'm saying?
She paid for that. Okay, we digressing. What's that? That's a classic. That's a classic. That's a classic. That's a classic.
Word.
I'm just saying, Ike, all of them sound the same. Why she said that?
Ike ain't having that shit. Ike was not having that shit.
All of them just sound the same, Ike.
But yeah, that whole thing is interesting.
Oh man,
from a relationship standpoint, just a compromise standpoint, and just watching these young people in the dating world and all the things that's going on right now, like that should just come off real crazy.
I'm just scared for my kids, your kids, their kids,
Word.
her kids, his kids, their kids. I'm just so afraid for them, and I'm talking about our 90s babies we made and had. I'm so worried and scared for them, man, because it's almost like they had all the information they needed, didn't take it, and they're just out in the wilderness acting like they don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, they didn't accept what was given.
And I know we touched on this before,
but we didn't accept it either. And but it was we had a little more leeway. Put it that way. Like we had rules and structures in the house. You might not follow that.
You might not.
And then you had rules and structures in the street.
I remember.
And for the most part, you follow rules and structures in the street.
Listen, man, I remember growing up, man, we still ate dinner like Andy Griffith and them at the table the same time every night.
Right.
And at that dinner table, everything went on that day came out.
Right.
So whether or not you did good that day or you got in trouble, Pop Duke jumped up, slapped you across your head, you wasn't leaving that table crying or whatever. You was going to cry and eat that food, then take your ass in the room.
But see, you had a structured family.
And I got away from that.
Whereas mine was a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Mine wasn't as structured. But at the same time, at some point in time, we still gonna eat. We ain't necessarily gonna eat together.
Right.
My parents.
The kids might be over here. Mom,
they
Pop,
might have that TV
there.
tray sitting watching some TV or something. But the same thing. I still had structure. You still
had structure. You had chores you had to do.
We'd have family meetings.
That's
what
right.
I'm saying? Where you sit down and discuss what's going on in the household. And, who's doing right, who's doing wrong, and where we can correct things.
Yeah.
We had stuff like that, definitely. Okay. But I believe that kids now, they're just more impressionable because they see all levels of things. They
shit ain't real.
We were still shielded from certain things based on age. The way we seen people stunt was on TV, and that was just TV.
That was just TV.
We ain't have to compete with some young artist that's 17 and goddamn $20 million.
Right.
Whereas these kids feel like they gotta compete. I gotta make money. I gotta be rich. I gotta be this. I gotta be that. With us, we was just like, yo, that's my car. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And whatever was gonna put me in a position.
Hey, boy, that's classic.
Whatever was gonna put me in a position to get that car.
That's my car.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if the hustler looked like they had the money, cool. If my uncle owned the dealership and that dealership was making the money, I won't rock with the dealership. If, you know what I'm saying, this person making money and he work at the post office, I need to get me a job at the post office.
Right.
But it wasn't about, I just need to be rich.
Right.
Now the mentality is, I just need to be rich. It don't matter about a job. It don't matter about a career path. It don't matter about how.
That bring me memories growing up, mom and boy, we just come from different generations. All right, boy, that paper mail hiring, you better go put an application in.
Word.
Or you need to take your ass to school. If you not going to school, you getting out this house and you getting a job. But you're not laying up in here for free.
Word.
Now, sometimes I feel like that was a detriment to some of us because white folks didn't push their children out the door like that.
No.
It almost seems like Negroes do that.
Yeah.
And now that I've gotten older, sometimes I don't think that was fair.
No, that's why I tell my kids.
Because a lot of us wasn't ready.
Whereas in my household, I could admit that I wasn't pushed out per se. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But like a lot of people were 18 when you turn 18, so it kind of becomes second nature to you. Like when I turn 18, I gotta be able to find me a place to go. You know what I'm saying? Whereas other kids, like you said, white kids that their parents had a different perspective, they didn't have to deal with that. They could focus on what am I going to do? Am I going to go to school? Because you know if you've been in a household where you could go to college, right. You know if you had a college fund, right. And if you ain't ever heard the words college fund before, then you know you ain't had no college fund.
But then as you grew and you got older, you realize with the advent of FAFSA and this, that, and the third, a college fund wasn't actually necessary because once you reach a certain age, you can go to school yourself. But your parents didn't have to send you.
But you didn't know that.
You didn't know that. That's what I'm saying. You don't know that. It's almost like it was a hidden secret.
Exactly. So, and it might have been a hidden secret to your parents. Because who's to say your parents went to college? Who's to say your parents know anything about college? If you came from,
I can honestly say, my family, both sides, were big. They came from that civil rights era, and before that, that era before that, education was important. You graduated from high school, your ass went straight to college. Okay. If you didn't have a college degree, you wasn't shit.
Whereas in my parents' household, my mom and them, my mom's side of the family, ain't none of them, I don't think, got a college degree. Mm-hmm. My pops, on his side of the family, they was kind of like your parents. My pops even went to school for engineering, but he fucked it off. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? In his own words. But that's just the point. When you look at two different sides of the coin, you happen to be privileged. You was born into a family that knew the value of education at that time, and you know what I'm saying, made moves in a certain manner, whereas other families didn't have that. They didn't grow up with that. So you know what I'm saying, they don't have that information. Think about it. Think about simple things that you could say, yo, how do I do this? That you'll just sit there and just fester over for hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people do. If they don't know, they sit for years and be like, how is my kid going to go to college? How can I make a better way for my kid? And then they go to work because they figure if I go to work, that's the way I make a better way for them. I just got to work. I just got to work.
Like they had it laid out for you. High school, graduate high school, go to college, graduate college, get a good job, stay on that job, 25 years, retire, and this, that, and the third. It ain't fucking like that no more.
That information is not pertinent anymore. Even saying go to school, get into $100,000 worth of debt to start your life off.
Listen, man, I followed my parents up with that college shit, and all I am is in debt behind it because I have yet to get a job in my field, the degree I graduated with. Not even close. I'm doing something totally different in my career.
But that's the point.
I'm just going in debt for this little piece of fucking paper like that.
Yeah. And that's the point. That's where our generation sits in. Because we were told, we were caught up in that college, gotta go to college. You know what I'm saying? Whereas now, that shit doesn't even mean as much as it used to. And now we understand based on memes and shit like that. Yeah. We understand knowledge that we didn't attain before. Why do you go to college? You go to college so that you could work a job and make the next man rich. Whereas if you're a business owner, you open a business, you don't even need a college degree.
No, you don't.
So when you look at that aspect and we start to understand these things, oh, damn, I don't even need a degree to go to college. I mean, I don't need a degree to open a business, but I need a degree to work for a business. Yes. Then you start to gain understanding, like maybe I don't need this degree. Right. Maybe I need to attain the knowledge to be able to do what it is that I want to do.
I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Some of the stupidest motherfuckers I've ever met in my life held doctorates and master degrees, and they was dumb as a box of fucking.
As long as you know how to look things up and you know how to retain information and take tests, you can be good at school.
That's different.
And that's how it comes off to me.
Yeah.
You know, you can be good in school as long as you know how to look up information and know how to retain it long enough to take a test.
And that's what got me with the work keys and all that, because that's all that's testing is your ability to retain and look up information and your arithmetic.
Word.
But, bruh, I'm 44 years old and I still haven't used trigonometry or none of that shit yet.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They need to change the curriculum. They need to start.
I haven't used none of that yet. They need to
start teaching things that's going to make people better in life. And the reason why they won't is because that will make you more well off. They don't want you to be more well off. They don't want to teach taxes. They don't want to teach, basic economics, like taking care of a home.
Right.
They don't want to teach you money management.
Right.
They don't want to teach you things that's going to put you in a better position.
And it's tripping me out that a lot of these schools don't even have home economics anymore. It's now child fucking development. So you're pushing that on our kids?
Well, I mean,
to take care of babies?
It's school to prison pipeline.
Oh, yeah.
That's the logic of it. So, it's no need for me to push you creating a better life when I'm trying to create workers for my paid prison.
Yeah. It's a sad and wild time we are living in.
It's unfortunately it's all for the parents to focus and make sure that their children aren't affected by the 3rd, 4th grade syndrome, aren't affected by the prison school pipeline. It's a whole lot, and it requires the attention of parents. And unfortunately, in a lot of situations, that attention isn't on school because they're trying to survive.
No, because some are trying to survive. Right. Some are trying to be friends with their kids. Right. Some are more ignorant than the children.
And some are trying to make it to the club and make it to the spot.
Oh, man, you know what? I'm glad you spoke on that, man, because what I'm trying to figure out, man, is how is it that motherfuckers go to the club 4 or 5 days out the week? What the fuck is y'all celebrating?
Failure?
Is it failure? But I mean, every day or every other day you in the club taking pics and this, that, and the third, smiling and cheesing with your drinks and that. I don't get that.
But I mean, a lot of people do that because they really don't have no real life. When you think about it, a person with a real life, you ain't necessarily going to catch them doing that all the time.
Man, listen, man, I'm not, I post my shit, but you ain't know what's going on in my life, man.
Yeah,
if I'm celebrating something, I'm celebrating it. If I'm sad about something, I'm sad about it. That's another thing to get me these motherfuckers that go live to cry. You ain't tell me you hold your tears back until you press the record button, bitch?
Yeah, because that's the logic. The logic is it's better to cry on an iPhone than to cry without it.
Listen, man, something happened to me, man. Don't y'all put me on no fucking t-shirt, man. You hear me?
I don't make t-shirts. We all
don't.
I don't even see the logic in that other than trying to monetize somebody's death.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Now you see what I'm saying.
See the logic in it.
Don't put me on a t-shirt and don't put no wings or nothing on me, man, because I don't know where the fuck I'm going, man.
Word.
I don't know where I'm going. Because if everybody go to heaven, who the fucking hell?
Word.
Everybody ain't going to heaven, goddamn.
But with that being said, good people, we're going to go ahead and close out this episode. Once again, we was all over the place like we tend to do. You know what I'm saying?
But what's the fun in having it tracked out? What's the fun in that? What's the fun in that?
But I hope...
I'm not paying to come see no whack rappers jump around on stage. I'm not coming to that bullshit. Don't tag me in none of that whack shit. I'm not coming. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see you. I'm not into that. I support people who support me, and nobody's never supported nothing I've done except for certain people. They know who the fuck they are, but I don't want to see y'all whack motherfuckers bouncing around like y'all the greatest shit that ever hit the low country, man. That go for all that goddamn meeting shit and boss shit and this, that, and the third. Fuck y'all. Y'all don't deserve to get paid.
And with that being said,
y'all don't deserve to get paid.
Peace.
Whack.
We see y'all next time.
It take years to get whack juice off of you.